video on what frequency should you be doing lymphatic drainage, like how often, how much. Sure did bring up a whole lot of questions. You guys have been sending me a ton of messages. Great. I know that the more often I do it, the better the results that I'm gonna get, but what time of day is the best time to do lymphatic drainage? I'm gonna answer that in this video. Not to mention, I'm also gonna talk to you guys about if you have this, or if you're dealing with this, or if you see this, try doing lymphatic drainage at this time of day. Now, before we get into the specifics, I'm gonna answer what time of day is the best time to do lymphatic drainage. Now, without sounding cheeky, because this is not meant to sound cheeky or sarcastic. I'm not being a smarty pants. Honestly, the best time of day to do lymphatic drainage is whenever you make the time to do it. Now hear me out. If I were to say the best time of day to do lymphatic drainage is in the morning, and you're sitting there going, oh my goodness, my morning is just crazy. I don't even have time to think about what I have to do later in the day. I just gotta get the kids to school, I gotta get to work, I gotta beat rush hour, I gotta make sure that I bring my computer, and there's no way I'm doing it in the morning. Dr. Caitlin, you're crazy. You're just not gonna do lymphatic drainage. And same thing would happen if I said the best time of day is to do it in the middle of the day. If you're like, oh my gosh, I'm at work, in meetings, I don't have time to even eat lunch, let alone think about doing lymphatic drainage. Dr. Caitlin, are you nuts? You're not gonna do it. And fill that in with the evening. If I tell you the evening it is the best time to do it, but you are busy with putting kids to bed and cleaning the house, and by the time that that's all said and done, you're exhausted and you pass out, you're just not gonna do it. And here's the thing, I want you to do it. So whatever time of day you can do it, that's the best time to do it for you. Because remember, we're all different, we're all individuals, and we're all gonna need something slightly different. Now, with that being said, there are some guidelines that I'm gonna just share, and they're not all gonna apply to everybody, but keep this in mind and see what happens. See how you respond, see how you react, and go from there. So, number one, dry brushing can sometimes be excitatory to people, meaning it could stimulate you and make you wake up. So for you, that might not be the best to do right before you go to sleep. It might give you a second wind, making it harder for you to fall asleep. So I'm gonna suggest, if that's you and you're gonna do dry brushing, do it in the morning, do it in the middle of the day, so that you're not getting that second wind. Instead, if you're like, oh my God, the only time I have to do it is at bedtime, right before bed, ditch the dry brush and use your hands. You can still do manual lymphatic massage and get amazing results without the stimulation. Or vice versa. If you're somebody that wakes up and you're dragging in the morning, you're super foggy thinking, you're still tired, you're having a hard time getting going, maybe you do dry brushing first thing in the morning. It can wake you up, it can give you a little bit more energy, so that might be the right thing for you to do. Now, if you're somebody in the middle of the day who you're getting tired, you're reaching for that second cup of coffee or an energy drink or some chocolate to get you through the second half of your day, maybe consider doing some lymphatic drainage. It's actually been shown to boost energy, clear your thinking, so that could be a good time for you to do it. Now let's talk about the different methods. So you might be thinking, okay, great, Dr. Caitlin, you're telling me to do this middle of the day. I'm at work. I'm obviously not gonna dry brush at work. What can I do? Well, if you're at work, maybe what you'll do is you'll do the lymph node stimulation, like the total 12, or maybe even the specific 7 if you're really short on time. And the reason I suggest that is because lymph node stimulation can be done through clothes. You don't have to strip down to nothing. So you can do this at work, you can do this at your kids' sporting events, you can do this in a car, you can do this on an airplane, you can do it standing in line at the grocery store. You can literally do it anywhere as long as you remember. Whereas lymph vessel, when we're trying to get the fluid to move in the vessels, we actually should be skin on skin or brush on skin or tool on skin, because part of the way that it moves is via stretching the skin and giving that stretch reflex. So that stretch reflex is gonna help pull the fluid up. So doing that maybe in public, at a grocery store, at work, dry brushing, probably not the best scenario. So depending on where you're at, you can determine what you're gonna do. Now, with that being said, if you're somebody that wakes up all the time and you're always congested, you're always puffy in the morning, you don't get good sleep, I might recommend trying to do some lymphatic drainage right before bed. See if opening up your termini and getting all the lymph nodes cleared and things draining, one, you might sleep better, two, you're likely going to wake up with less puffiness. You're probably going to wake up with a little clearer thinking. You're going to wake up feeling more refreshed. Now remember, this goes with frequency and it does take time, but I would suggest doing that. Or if you're somebody who, automatically woke up one morning and you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know what happened. My eyes are puffy. I got huge bags under my eyes. I'm just like, I look like my face is round. I'm super congested. Then I'm going to suggest, hey, maybe start your day off with some lymphatic drainage. Open things up, get things moving so that the latter part of your day can be better than the way that it started. Now, the nice thing about this, the manual lymphatic massage, rebounding, vibration, that can be all done anytime. The only thing that takes a little bit of planning is if you're going to use a tool like dry brushing or gua sha. And even the manual massage, because you really should be skin on skin. But other than that, whatever part of the day you can fit it into your schedule, that's when you do it. So like I said, if for some reason you always wake up feeling a certain way, maybe try doing it before you go to bed and see what happens. Or if you always, in the middle of the day, feel a certain way, you're starting to drop, you're getting tired, your brain isn't working as clear, maybe try doing some lymphatic drainage routines in the middle of your day. You can play with it. And if you wake up one morning and you just don't feel right, try doing it in the morning. The beautiful part is it's all gonna be great. The more you do it, the better results that you're gonna get. And the more comfortable you're gonna be doing it. So don't worry about the best time of day, because really there isn't one. The best time is whatever time you're gonna do it. And for me, my best time changes day by day. So I can't say that I always dry brush in the morning or I always do my lymphatic drainage at night. Sometimes it's little spurts throughout the whole day. So give that a try. And if you're somebody that wants more step-by-step advice, more direction, consider looking at the Drainage Academy. This is where I take step by step and I teach you guys a whole different protocol and how to implement it. Not to mention pre-recorded videos, you get live Q&A. And if you're just somebody that is like, I think I got this, I just have a hard time remembering, take a look at the posters. The posters that I've created show you the order and the direction to move your lymphatic fluid in so that you get maximum results. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the drainage videos, as I'm going to show you guys exactly what you can do at home or even on the go to support your drainage pathways. Happy draining!